It's DSP's Top 7 Worst Gaming Trends of 2013. The 7 horrible trends that affected gaming in general this year. Number 2. Nintendo continues to falter as the Wii U struggles to find its place in gamers' homes. I know this one is near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. Let's face it, Nintendo for a very long time was a staple of the video gaming industry. In fact, when I was young, people didn't call video games, they actually called them Nintendo games. That's how much of a market share that Nintendo had, that they generalized every single game as just being a game from Nintendo. This year, undoubtedly, at least in the past decade, was Nintendo's worst year. Nintendo launched the Wii U roughly a year ago to very lackluster reception. Lots of people said that the system really didn't seem too next gen. Sure, it had high resolution HD graphics, but really what innovations did it bring to the table besides an oversized gamepad with a touchscreen that not many games really fully implemented? In addition, a lot of the games that people had thought would be system sellers, such as Zombie U, ended up being very dividing. Some people really liked it, other people really hated it. And so Nintendo struggled to convince people to find a reason to buy a Wii U and put it in their living room. And sales numbers definitely reflected that. In fact, if you actually look at real sales numbers, the Wii U is the slowest selling Nintendo gaming console in over 10 years. That's right, the Wii, the GameCube, they've all sold much better than the Wii U. And so because this was such a debacle that the Wii U wasn't selling, we even had companies like Ubisoft deciding to make a game that was still going to be a Wii U exclusive, a now multi-platform game, because they were afraid they wouldn't make enough sales just having this game on the Wii U. So 2013 was a very lackluster year for Nintendo. Let's face it, let's look at the lineups that they had for the Wii U. You had the new Monster Hunter game, which is for a niche audience. You had Lego City Undercover, which is for a niche audience. You had Pikmin 3, which, I mean, let's be honest, how long has it been since the last Pikmin? How do you get interest for that drummed up again? Although there was some, admittedly. You had the Wonderful 101, which was a game that was so weird and so different from anything that Western gaming audiences are used to that no one bought it. And then just recently you had Super Mario 3D World, which actually was quite exceptional. Now, don't get me wrong, there were other games as well that were cross-ported over to the Wii U, but the problem is, pretty much anyone who wants those games is getting them on the other consoles. And you might ask yourselves, well, why are they doing that? And the answer is simple. Third-party developers have pretty much all but abandoned the Wii U except for Ubisoft. Everyone from EA to Activision has said the Wii U is not a true next-gen console. It's too limited. It doesn't even have functioning voice chat, which most of our games have online now to begin with. And we're just not going to bother porting our games to that console because we don't think it's worth significant enough sales that it's worth the money to invest to do it. And it's been a huge blow for the Wii U. Again, how do you convince someone to buy a Wii U when all they're really going to be playing on it are console exclusives that really, when you think about it, are just another installment of a game you've probably already played. In fact, if you even look at the launch schedule for Wii U for 2014, you've got a new Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games that people will be playing. Guess what? There's already been Olympic Games before. You've got a new Donkey Kong Country. That's an established franchise. You've got a new Mario Kart. You've got a new Smash Brothers. You see what I'm getting at here? There's no originality. It's all this the flagship Nintendo titles, and there's no other real reason to play the Wii U. And the question remains, if third-party developers are abandoning the Wii U because cross-platform games aren't selling, and in fact, take a look at Ubisoft and the games that they ported this year. What about Batman Arkham Origins? What incentive would a purchaser have to get it on the Wii U when they didn't even port the multiplayer into that version of the game? You're paying the same amount of money for an inferior product, and it doesn't make sense. So really, the Wii U is struggling big time. Now, I'm not saying that there haven't been surges here and there. When Rayman Legends was released, there was a surge in sales or whatever. But the bottom line is, gamers are not adopting the system. They've had enough of Nintendo's gimmicks. They realize that the motion control gimmicks of the Wii were just that. They don't want the stupid gimmicky gamepad. But the thing is, Nintendo refuses to actually admit any kind of fault or thinking that they're wrong. They just continuously make excuses for why sales numbers are down. And I'm worried. Admittedly, I'm worried. I like Nintendo and its games. I think that a lot of the crazy decisions they made recently, especially in the regards of trying to claim ad revenue from Let's Players, is unfounded and completely unacceptable. But the games they put out are solid. And to see them have a console that's struggling so hard because they refuse to take any kind of customer feedback whatsoever is ridiculous. What kind of a company can operate without taking any market feedback on what people want in a console? It just baffles me. So, it's been a horrible, horrible year for Nintendo. Here's hoping that hopefully in 2014 things may pick up for them, that hopefully they'll find some market share. People will buy the console finally because maybe the port or the latest versions of their favorite franchises such as Smash Brothers and Mario Kart are coming to the console. Are just selling console exclusive games enough for a console to survive? I don't know. I don't have all the answers, but Nintendo right now is in dire straits, and it's a very bad trend this year. Alright everyone, this final one coming up is going to be highly controversial, but I'm going to speak from the heart. When we come back, it is the final worst gaming trend of 2013. Check it out.